Hello, Robs. We're back with more books. This is New Book Arrivals number 219. Let's get to it. Dracula, adapted by Stephanie Spinner. Step Up Classic Chillers. As you can see, this is some kind of, almost looks like a kid's version. Step Up Classic Chillers are wonderfully scary, yet easy to read. They're adapted from some of the best books ever written. Read them all, if you dare. Dracula, Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He's evil, he's powerful, he's thirsty for blood. He's none other than the vampire Count Dracula. Oh, dude, this is like 50 pages. Adapted by Stephanie Spinner. Text illustrations by Jim Spence. Year is this from? 1982. There is some writing in it, but I mean, look at this shit. It's like Dick Van Dyke. Yeah, it's definitely Dick Van Dyke. The fuck? I get you, bitch. I get you. Jonathan Harr, The Lost Painting. The Quest for a Caravaggio Masterpiece. This book is kind of tanned, but it's the second or third book I found on Caravaggio. So I had to get it. Caravaggio had some crazy stuff. In this tantalizing book, award-winning author Jonathan Harr embarks on a spellbinding journey in search of Baroque master Caravaggio's long-lost painting, The Taking of Christ, whose mysterious disappearance has captivated the artist's devotees for years. Told with consummate skill, Harr's account is itself not unlike a Caravaggio painting, vivid, deftly wrought, and enthralling. These two, Vampire Knight and the Vampire Knight 17 and 18, Shoujo Beat manga. Going to give you an injection for rabies. That's pretty cute.
Let me give you some rabies shot, buddy.
What the fuck is this? This is the vampire attacking. I think I have a couple of these books. I asked my kid. My kid's just like, I don't want this shit. I'm like, all right, drink my blood. That might be the midge. Is that the midge? It's definitely the midge. It's the midge. So, yeah. The Reaping, a Steinbeck and Reed thriller by Jess Lourey, Edgar Award-nominated author of The Taken Ones. I plan on selling this. It's a brand new book. Just came out this year, even though this year's about to end. I've started picking up new fiction just to sell it. Jess Lousy, 2024. Randy's mind let go of its flimsy grips on his reflexes, and he took off. He was sure he heard the cackle of the blood witch at his heels, exactly as he had the night she pushed the rock on top of Hector. But Pekka, oh man, sorry, I had to go to a Christmas party tonight after shopping for books all afternoon. The Windward Shoal, a winter on the Great Lakes. Normally I wouldn't get a book like this because it's probably boring, but you never know. Oh, there's a birdie. It's a sticker bird, cool. But yeah, I've obviously got a rather large collection of Michigan books since I'm here in the state. And I used to do some research. I probably will get back to that. I really need to sell some books. I mean, I don't know if there's any universities or anything in Michigan that have collections. Oh, we got a postcard too. What's this? SS Badger, a historic landmark. What else are we going to find in there? If there's a university that I'm sure University of Michigan has a shitload of antique books, but I don't know about local stuff. I mean, more modern stuff. Michigan's Haunted Lighthouses. Probably have this book, but I don't know. I got it anyway. If I ever do open a bookstore, I will have plenty of Michigan books and paranormal stuff. The lights that never went out. One time I took my kid to a lighthouse and child raged. I won't speak of why, but my kid got mad. That was my experience at a lighthouse. Wicca for one, The Path of Solitary Witchcraft by Raymond Buckland, author of Wicca for Life. I believe I have that book too. Condition and treatment cards, healing, all the stuff that makes a Wiccan a Wiccan. The Path of Solitary Witchcraft. Alone in practice, alive in spirit. Well, I mean, according to traditional witchcraft, you have to be in a coven. You have to study witchcraft and you have to practice it as a group. Lee versus Pickett, two divided by war. Obviously, everyone knows Robert E. Lee, but I don't know how many people know George Pickett. I really don't. Oh my God. I should drink some Coke and eat some chips, but I'm doing this, and then I got another whole box of stuff in there. As I said, I went to 2 places, got a crap load of books. Actually, I went to 3 places. Went to a library as well, but they didn't have much. But I went to a place today that I haven't gone to in a while because they disappointed me many times. Children of the Flames, Dr. Joseph Mengele, and the Untold Story of the Twins of Auschwitz. And I know I've said that I'm not buying any more books on either the Holocaust or Nazis, but the thing that interests me about this one is the Twins of Auschwitz. I've been finding some books on twins lately. Left-handedness and twins. I would like to specialize in those books, but they're rather hard to find. And the one book that I did find about twins, I don't think I got it, but I may have got it. But yeah, that's the reason why I got this one. And I will file this under twins and not Nazis. There's just so many books on the Holocaust and Nazis, and I'm just, unless it's an exceptional book like this one, which has a specificity to it, I will not get it. Eliza Hamilton, The Extraordinary Life and Times of the Wife of Alexander Hamilton. They had the Ron Chernow book on him. What's his name? Alexander Hamilton, but again, I did not get it. It's like a 500-pound book. I don't know. Something keeps stopping me from buying it, even though I've seen it 50 times. There's usually something wrong with this one. Had like a chewed cover. But as you can see, this has food on it or something. But I got that. I've never seen a book on Alexander Hamilton's wife. I didn't even know he had one. I thought he didn't get married. Malachi Martin, Windswept House, a Vatican novel. Most of his books are worth a lot. The Vatican series. And even though this is don't you blow out, buddy, ex-library book, it still may have some value. I don't know if it does or not. I have quite a few of the one book, The Vatican, which I need to sell and will. Plan to sell this as well. If I can get these off, I can probably salvage this. Salvage the Mylar for my own collection. Although a lot of times when you take these ones off that have the embossed raised lettering, it will bleed through to the plastic and you will see the ghost of these letters. Katee Robert. Oh, it's not Roberts. Neon Gods and Court of the Vampire Queen. These are both other books I want to sell. I don't know how new they are, but I had a feeling these would be worth something. Not a lot, but $5-6 a piece. If I could sell both for $15, that might be a stretch. Or if I can sell them to thrift books for even a couple bucks each, I will gladly take that and swap $1 for 4 or 5. This book I had to get. And although I'm opposed to books such as these, Throne of the Fallen, which I think is an absolute fucking guarantee. Metaphorically speaking, I mean, Camilla Rushtad, awaiting Lord Sinton's face carefully, noting the exact moment he decided against hunting Vexley down. For a minute, he reminded her of an angel. As much as I'm opposed to books like these, which are fucking sacrilege of ink and paper, I do like these colored page edges. It's a good touch. Too bad it's wasted on this fucking rubbish. The Metamorphoses by Kafka. And at first I thought it was a German version, but it's one of those bilingual copies. Didn't want to pay $1 for it, but I did, just because you don't see books like this around very often. 8th printing, 1974. It's vintage. It's in great shape. Really good shape for its age. And it's bilingual, which is a very good plus, even though I don't know any German. Means that the book is rather short in itself, but bilingual. Beer Money, Francis Stroh, a memoir of privilege and loss. Generally, I hate these books that are like, what's it, Wasted? I don't know what the exact names are called. Just these drunk memoirs. Any book like that, my first impression is, I wish that the drink would have won, but it's not nice to say, so I won't say it, but I loathe those books. But this one, if you know the name Stroh, is famous because they were a beer company in Detroit. Francis Stroh's earliest memories are of enormous privilege, shopping trips to London and New York, lunches served by black-tied waiters at the Regency Hotel, and a house filled with precious antiques that she was forbidden to touch. Established in Detroit in 1850, the Stroh Brewing Company had become, by 1984, the third largest brewing empire in America and a brand emblematic of the American dream itself. But beneath the beautiful facade lay a crumbling foundation. Detroit's economy collapsed with the retreat of the automotive industry to the suburbs and abroad, and likewise the Strohs found their wealth and legacy disappearing. As their fortune dissolved in little over a decade, the family was torn apart internally by divorce and one member's drug bust, disagreements over the management of the business, and disputes over the remaining money they possessed. Even as they turned against one another, they could not anticipate that far greater tragedy was in store. And that's the only reason why I bought it, because it was Detroit related, and the Stroh's Brewing Company is an all-time classic. One of Detroit's staples for, like they said, 130 some years. You can still, they have a rebranded version of the beer that has persisted throughout the decades after the brewery closed. I think Miller or one of them owns it. And then I think there is another Detroit company that may be brewing it under the old Strohs. It's not a very good beer. It's not bad, but I don't think it's the same as the original, but I actually do have some original bottles from, I think, the 60s that are still sealed with the fluid inside. And I should probably open one day and taste it against a modern Stroh's. But I probably won't. All right, that's all. Goodbye.